Yeah, we are in the building. Full Blast Radio, Thursday, December 3rd. You
Mm.
know, we keep it real hip hop over here in our era and our music, and we like to pay respect and homage to our legends in hip hop. We like to give them their flowers while they're still here. And with us tonight, we have Brother Jay from the Mighty X Clan. Brother,
Uh,
like I said before, I'm honored to
Peace.
have you.
Peace to God. Thank you for having me, my Lord.
Thank you, thank you. Oh man, so how you doing, man? How's
I
everything?
can't complain, man. Creator's merciful, man.
That's dope.
In
That's
the,
dope.
in the midst of all this craziness, just trying to keep the sanity and keep everything together.
Yeah, yeah. It's just been a one of a kind thing that's been going on this year.
Yeah, man.
Everybody's
Yeah,
waiting for
heavy
20.
shift, man. It's a heavy shift, man.
Yeah, but we gotta, like anything else that happens, we got to find some way to work around it. So yeah,
Yeah, man. Real stuff.
yeah. But
Real
definitely,
talk.
definitely glad to have you.
Yeah, man.
So you now you're on the West Coast. How long have you lived? You're in Cali.
Yeah, I've been out here since '98.
Oh
I've
wow.
been,
Okay.
I've been out here for a minute. A couple earthquakes and all that.
Yeah, yeah. Forest fires and yeah.
Yeah, but
Wow.
it's been a deep a deep transition,
Yeah.
coming out here and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Extending family and
Hmm.
experiencing, touring in different regions and whatnot. Understanding suburban market and urban market from this side of the world. So it's a different basket than in New York.
Yeah, yeah. They say I have family over there. I still haven't been to Cali yet in my life, so I definitely
Wow.
plan to go. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got to come through, man. It's different out here. I
Okay.
still love my East Coast, but
Hmm.
I'm a world traveler, man. So no matter where it's at.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah,
They say
yeah,
that too. Like you gotta like, a lot of people like are boxed in. They think that this is their world, and you gotta get outside of New York. You gotta get outside. Europe, and you'll see a whole new world. And like you have a different outlook.
exactly, man. Gives you a different perspective on things, man.
Yeah.
We go through a lot in this country because
Yeah.
part of it was built against us and whatnot. But
Hmm.
when you travel the world, you really find out how much people respect you and love you. As a part of the world spirit.
Yes. Yes.
So people should really definitely dip out of the country sometimes and kind of taste a different love.
Hmm. That's
Or
dope.
just move around here. There's little pockets of it. This country ain't all bad.
Oh yeah, yeah. And everything's got the yin and yang to it. So it's like just
Exactly,
how you move. Um,
exactly.
man, I'm like I guess I'm blown away because it's like because X-Clan was so New York East Coast, and I'm like yo, he's been there since '98. Like that was the '90s when y'all was still doing your
Yeah,
thing, and you was over there. So it just I don't know. It took me for a loop for a second.
yeah, man. I mean, I wanted to extend my music, but I
Hmm.
took a little break and hiatus, man, because after touring so many years and so on, when it's part of your lifestyle, man,
Hmm.
you gotta take a break sometime
Yeah,
and touch back into your manhood. You know what I'm saying?
that's what's up.
So coming out here, putting myself to the challenge of survival and everything and
Hmm.
learning how to rebuild, it did something different for me, you
That's
know.
dope.
So it just wasn't based on music. It's just, you
Change and
know,
growth. Yeah.
yeah, man, I smelt that change that New York is going through
Hmm.
right now years ago.
Oh.
We used to defend our city. It was different for us. So
Mm-hmm.
once the climate started to change, man, it was just like, this is not the same. It's kind of how music is disappointing now after paying all these dues all these years.
Yeah.
You just give it to robotic sounds and clowns just rhyming in their phone and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's no more craft to it, man.
No.
So
Hmm.
at the time the break was timely, and then the way we brought it back was timely as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It always
Yeah.
comes back, like regardless. Like, I do like a show I did today. I was doing a lot of just the funk from like the '70s, early '80s, and people like, yo, you gotta do more shows of this, because it wasn't just hip hop I do. So it was like it just broadens everything, man. So you
Yeah,
got real
family.
appreciation for good music.
Oh man, good thanks, man. I'm from the era like you do it, man. From the
Hmm.
feel good music, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
That's what we was rhyming on the breaks of our parents and whatnot. You know, what
Mm-hmm.
was ever in their closet or whatever's in our family's garage space, all the records and vinyl, we was taking and
Yeah.
studying music and not just looking for the sweet spot. You know, we was studying
Yep.
the music and understanding outside of just rap and hip hop. You know, everybody's so one dimensional right now. You know, even though they try to blend R&B into it, but you know, when it's disrespectful, you know, it's not a family vibration.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? We
Definitely.
listen to R&B back in the day, Shaka Khan,
Ooh.
Gladys Knight, you know,
Yeah.
Diana Ross, whatever it be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a family moment. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Everybody could enjoy it at the barbecue. Everybody could enjoy it at home, just kicking back. You know, the music today ain't respectful like that. You
Yeah.
know, I just hate the way they spit on it, man. You know,
It's
and I
pushed.
study it every day, man. I try to be up with what's happening, man. But
Yeah.
you know, some of it is just really ridiculous. And you know, there's a silver lining in it. You can see some of the older ones of this new generation kind of getting more into their singing talent, turning the
Mm-hmm.
robotic machine down a little bit,
Yeah.
and the content is a little bit, you know, they be, you know, missing their homies, this and that. But you know, I think they're figuring out that maturity got to kick in if you want that success to have longevity. You know,
Longevity. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, real deal. So
I
you
know,
know,
like,
great.
would you say? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
oh no, I was saying that when you were saying about like the music back then, like the family, even though like there was songs that I found out later on, like I was talking about this earlier, like Evelyn Champagne King, You Make My
Right.
Love Come Down. Like we
Yeah.
didn't know what that was, it wasn't like explicit. Then later on, you're
Yes.
like, oh, I know what you're talking about, but it wasn't. Everything's so in your face, like the kids hear everything explicit at a younger age. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're privy to a lot of stuff they shouldn't be privy to as a
Yeah.
teenager or not even teenager. Like even before they're 10 years old, man, they twerking and all that. It's like really disrespectful and ridiculous.
It's just too much, man. You know, there was a reason that they said, you know, the revolution would not be televised,
Mm,
you know, and nor should our neighborhood, you know, nor should, you know, our the inside of our house, you know, these reality shows and things like that. You know, we teaching people, our ignorant sides, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And, you know, we gotta kind of refine that and put on our Sunday best. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? When we trying to get our freedom and we trying to get our respect, man, you know,
yeah,
we kind of receipts for our own demise, man, you
yeah,
know, with this foolishness, man.
yeah,
So I just wish it come up better, man. And my condolence to all these artists that are losing their lives and whatnot. You know, regardless if they, you know, you live by a sword, you die by the sword. Regardless of that, it's still it's still ours. It's no different from the George Floyd, and all the other things that have been happening.
mm-hmm,
We know as members of the neighborhood that it goes on every day.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But now that it's broadcast, it's way embarrassing how we carry on, man. And,
yeah,
you know, we built this thing, this hip hop music as consumers, as artists, and so on. And it's a shame that we can't, you know, claim the good side of it and own our own without having to lose lives, you know, for casters jumping in it, like, you know, on a groupie level and shit, man. You know,
yeah.
it's
Just
really
nonsense.
backwards and sad, man. You know, that was on my mind this morning, man, before we
Mm-hmm.
even started building, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's like it turned from every, I mean, we had our, rappers, that happened, but, it was not even year to year, it was maybe a few years basis. I mean, these dudes are dying every week, if
yeah,
not every
man. I
other
mean,
day. It's really sickening.
yeah, it's martyr rap, man. You know,
Yeah.
it's becoming like a trend right now. It's not to say that our generation of music was super clean and whatnot,
Oh,
but it wasn't in your face.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't in your face. I know social media, you know, is its own beast, but you know, some things don't need to be televised, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Some things don't need to be
Yeah.
televised, bro. I'm blown away at the level of information that's being given out on these people, man. You know, it's ridiculous. It really makes
Yeah.
us look like we were off our beam. You know,
Yeah.
I remind our generation that we're responsible for a lot of this, man. You know, because
Mm-hmm.
when we didn't claim the administration of the craft to teach these heads,
Yeah.
you know, to show them, you know, Marvin Gaye talked as nasty as y'all talk, but you would never tell because it was able to be played on, you know, top 10 radio,
Yeah.
whatever case may be. You know how to be, be subliminal and have a little taste with it. We look like barbarians and savages right now,
Yeah.
and the young heads just take onto it like it's the regular because
They've
they
grown into
born
it.
into it.
Yeah. So they think it's normal.
They
Yeah.
think it's normal, man.
Yeah.
You got 10-year-olds singing music that really is supposed to be adult music. That's something that you hear when you go to adult settings.
Yeah.
And they're learning it right in the house. It's playing on the video game. I don't know what these A&Rs be smoking. That's where it starts for me. The program directors and the A&Rs, you signing music, you don't even peep into people that are conscious that may have something as intense and
It's
entertaining and
all they
powerful.
care about. Yep.
Yeah, you always care about, juicing on their market.
Yeah.
If you sign a person that's popular in their neighborhood and they got a strong following, you roll with that instead of the track record. So you leading our youth down to this, down to follow this person because after you play one song, they want to see the whole catalog.
Yeah.
That that history is too deep.
Yeah.
We have to walk our children. You know what I'm saying? I have 4 children, so you have to walk your children through these things slowly for them to understand that life. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because we exist in these neighborhoods. So when you walk, be aware. But they set it out here like here's the whole storybook. Go ahead and read through it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that permission to do that. How do these, professional entities, man, have the permission to accelerate our children more than we want to give them right now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From the TV to the movies, all of that shit, man.
Everything.
This is
Yeah.
he's living in, straight Europa right now, dog.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's really ridiculous, man.
It is.
I'm blown away, man. I just pray for better direction behind the curtain, man. Brothers like yourself, who run their own programs,
Thank you.
kind of directing people to, other sides of the music and get out of the one dimension and worshiping people deaf, buying records with people spitting on people's graves and all this kind of shit, man.
I mean, beyond
That's
disrespectful,
yeah,
man. It's
it's not what it is,
yeah.
man. But I didn't mean to ramble into that, man.
Oh
Just
nah, nah, nah. Cause it's what I mean. Like this the dialogue we love. Like on this channel, man. Like they talking about, yo, we need a new album now. Like you telling us stuff that we need to hear. Like, and it needs to be like an everyday thing. With me with the radio, that's why I started this. Cause the radio was playing all that nonsense. So instead of complaining, I did something
yes,
about it. So it's like
that's
as
right.
long as we can just keep pushing that positive music and the message, I think it'll
Yeah,
go a long
bro.
way.
Yeah, bro. And I wanted to drop an album this year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And it wasn't, and even before the COVID started. But this thing is like double dutch. Like, when do I get in where it will make sense?
Yeah.
I don't want my music gobbled up in, you know, X Clan versus what Lil Wayne is doing or verse
Mm.
Dipset is doing and all that other thing. That's not how I ever released my music. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Our music was the soundtrack of the times of
Hmm.
what was going on, but it's so hard to put a finger on what people are really into right now because all of this fake marching and stuff that people doing. That's not the movement. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You blending with elements that are mad at the country instead of addressing the issues that we need to
Hmm.
finally get settled.
Yeah.
We don't watch people get assassinated for that level of freedom and liberty, man. And we
Yeah.
just give it away like, come on out here and walk with us, man. Everybody's not welcome to that party, man.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I'm really surprised and amazed at the foolishness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Blowing up the police precinct just makes our hoods hotter. The people who walk with you go back to the suburbs and you gotta live in the neighborhood with that stain.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
gotta think twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
come spit in our neighborhood, blow things up, act crazy, break glass, do all this other thing, and you go 30 miles out back to your dwelling.
Hmm.
You ain't got to deal with the repercussion of that.
A
You
lot
know
of
what I'm
them is
saying?
agents doing that.
That's real deal.
Yeah.
If you do that in your neighborhood, let's go march in your neighborhood, and you start
Exactly. They don't want
busting up,
that.
and yeah, you don't want that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want that, man. And that's why I'm like, yo, man, choose who you walk with. If they don't live your lifestyle, then you gotta say, yo, man, another day.
Mm.
Let's sit down in a square where we can build on things. But right now, it's time for action. It's time for it's
Yeah.
time for us to get this justice. By the time we get home, somebody should be coming down to speak to us, with a solid representative and saying, what's the conditions?
Yeah.
How can we keep the community in balance
Yeah.
instead of just destruction, and then get to the end of it, and then all of us labeled communists?
Yeah.
You know what
And
I'm
nothing
saying?
ever happens.
Yeah, it's really
Hmm.
ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I agree with what Cube was talking about, but like I pointed out when I did an interview last,
Hmm.
the timing was off. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And then
Yeah.
the presentation needs eldership around it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not used to that God in that forum. Even if you're popular or not, there's certain information that that people won't take seriously.
Mm.
Because some of them may feel like he was part of the problem, how he gained his fame. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you're doing a document like that, you kind of reset and get people off the groupiness and get them into what time it is for real. And you do that 2 or 3 years before the election.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're not on their clock on any level.
Hmm.
That's what I was saying in the last interview. Like, yo, we're not on their clock.
No.
We're not here to say, yo, Trump, before you leave office, or if they mess around and put you back in seat, let's have a conversation. No, it's not that. It's that we got 2 million people and agreeable in one mind behind this document. Every elder in this country that has ever spoken on a forum for Black people is part of this document.
Mm.
I want to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And they will sit up straight and respect you. You understand?
Facts.
Instead of our own people heckling on Q,
I know.
like like he did something wrong. I couldn't believe how
Yeah,
how
man.
foolish that was,
That
man.
really like ticked me off, man. I'm like, really, Cube? Like, y'all really think that like, yeah,
Yeah,
that.
man. It ain't no sellout on that level. If you speaking up for our people, man, come on, man, ridiculous.
Yeah.
It speaks for itself. You want to make
Hmm.
change,
Yeah.
so we got to sit down and talk with our brothers. Like, hey, man, before you talk to these political fools, come talk with us thoroughly first.
Yeah.
Let's be able to examine the document and have some meaning and some time to digest on what it's presenting to make sure it covers everybody.
Hmm.
Because a
Hmm.
Black person in Florida is thinking different from a person in California.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The person in Milwaukee, different person thinking different in Atlanta. So you can't have one document that seals it all.
Yeah.
You
A lot of
know
different
what I'm saying?
minds. Yeah.
You gotta let everybody examine that thing, man. Everybody don't live the same level of oppression. We
Hmm.
go through it, but there's different levels to this thing, man.
Yeah.
And I wish that thing was taken a little bit more seriously, or rehashed with some eldership behind it. I don't get behind things that don't have eldership that I respect.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know the elders that get behind a Black Lives Matter or any of these new movements and factions that are happening.
Hmm.
If they had joined with the movement that had already exists for a number of years, then I would have known, like, okay, then
Yeah.
that's the place to be. This is the new thing. This is the new wave of whatever I was a part of back in the
Before.
days. But I
Yeah.
didn't see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see people getting a lot of benefits that we don't get, or
Yeah.
or movements that have existed for 50 years. They don't get to write the name of their shit on a basketball floor,
Mm.
you know,
Hmm.
or stickers and everything, and all this publicity and all this front, this frontline business that they're doing and whatnot. We don't get that same opportunity as veteran movements and whatnot. So it's like, how
Hmm.
do you skip the line and start something new, and then invite so many different elements, man, where we don't know who's down and who's not?
Yeah. And
You
what
can
were you
say my life,
doing with the money
Black,
too?
huh?
And what were they doing with the money too? Like, I didn't see,
Exactly.
oh, y'all
Exactly.
went and built this project up. You got these
Correct,
people
bro.
out and get, I didn't hear nothing.
Yeah, bro. It's not about our lives mattering. It's about respecting our power. You know what I'm saying? This
Hmm.
this this machine of America was built to divide our power.
Yeah.
So if you
From the
if
jump.
if you're saying, like, yo, man, it's time for you to get empowered, and while that's happening, we have to say we have to improve. There can no longer be the stereotype on, dumb niggas. They're just
Hmm.
gonna get money and mess it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. We gotta understand what wealth is. It's a responsibility.
Yeah.
If anybody was supposed to give you reparations, what are you gonna do? Go blow it at the Walmart?
Hmm.
Go blow it at whatever? That's
Yeah.
supposed to be used to free the land.
Yeah.
That's not even a term that's used anymore. We renting the
Hmm.
land. we're not buying the land
Not even
anymore.
buying.
So if we had a lump sum of money, 20, 30 families should be building and starting to create, sustainable environments,
Yep.
things
Like
of
Wall
that
Street.
nature.
Hmm.
Real talk,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, but we don't have that education. So how would you expect people to award you anything and you're not prepared? And at
Yeah.
the end of the day, why are we asking permission for what we deserve?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who we talking to? You know what I'm saying?
That
Real
it
deal,
goes with,
you
like
know?
you said, there's no respect, and um, what you said about that, like everyone come together and build. Like there was I think 20 families. They bought like maybe it was like 100 acres of land down here in Georgia. They're gonna start building their own, community,
Yes.
and like kind of like I said, about Black Wall Street. Like, they
That's what
saw.
that's what it requires,
Yeah.
you know. Everybody that was doing that on our level of things was taken out,
Yeah.
from Philadelphia to even Malachi York building Tom Ray. That was
Mm.
an example of get money together and build something.
Yeah.
Regardless of what they judge people to be and all this other shit, man.
Hmm.
The example is clear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody got a couple of acres and rebuilt Egypt and had it as a living environment, for intelligent, powerful people, man.
Hmm.
You know, take example of the blueprint
Yeah.
and stay out of the tea and the foolishness and look at the blueprint.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We so quick to judge off this devilish media and whatnot. You're not looking at the example. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You gotta look at the reasons that they destroyed places like that in the past. He wasn't the first one to do something like that, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was not the first one to do something like that. Come on, man.
And
Ain't
when it
nothing new, ain't too much new under the sun,
and
you
whenever
know?
time we
But
do
we
start something like that, you know what I mean?
yes,
Yeah, it
yes,
happens to get destroyed because they're scared of that power. Like we should know that. Like this is something we should know, and it's
yes, sir.
because
Like you
one.
said, the fear of the power. If
Mm-hmm.
people were saying black power, then it would be different. I never
Mm-hmm.
hear that. My life matters for you to continue to treat me like a slave. That's not what's up.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Point
It
blank.
got to be bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
When we're understanding that the power that I am worthy of, and you're not trying to take it from me, then that's when I know there's an equality. My power doesn't come from another race of people giving me or bestowing me something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Get out of my way and let me grow.
Yeah.
And as I grow, don't disturb that groove, and we'll be okay.
We'll be all right.
You
Yeah.
understand
Mm-hmm.
me? Real deal. It's a simple process,
Yeah.
but we make it complicated because we're distracted, man. And
Yeah.
to our points about the music and things of that nature, it's a distraction.
Yep.
All of these years of cats making millions of dollars, they're making more money than ever with this hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And where we had budgets back in the days, and they don't really give that kind of budgeting like that anymore. They base it off your social value. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? If you got a million hits and you sound disgusting, you're better than somebody with 500 hits and talent.
Right.
So the
Right.
game has changed.
Hmm.
So you're now a straight advertisement thing. You're like how the ball players get down. You know what I'm saying? You put the company on your thing, your check is fatter.
Yep.
The arena gets more bread. So we're in that era now where commercial has already put itself as a hybrid to what you're part of with music.
Mm.
So you got to get clever with it. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
got to be able to build a company and spend your marketing money, on yourself. Bet on black,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And most artists, if they're selling organic products, you can't sell the same thing that somebody else is selling. You got to find something unique,
A niche. Yeah.
something that's needed.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think.
Yeah.
Enough of the 5 barbershops on one block mentality. You know what I'm saying? It got to be something different. It may
Yeah.
be, look, you're the best barber. We're going to invest in you to have one shop.
Yeah.
I'm the best shoemaker. Everybody invest in me with the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in that circle may cut hair, but you pick the best one. You got 5 people that have talent. Let's propel ourselves to back the best one. I'm going to be a marketing dude. You're going to be, the art man, and that's
Mm-hmm.
going to be the rapper. And until he's successful and our blueprint works, we're not going to put anything else out. You
Dope.
know,
Dope.
otherwise they always forcing the whole posse on it. You got one cat get a hit, then you got to digest 5, 6 other records from the posse.
Yeah.
You know, and if 20 people are doing that, and there's only 24 hours in the day, how do you hear
How
anything
do you even
else? How
hear
do
it?
you you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? How do you shift the gear, man,
Yeah.
and listen to other music to keep educating yourself in rhythm, man? That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's hoggish, dog. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I tell
Can't even
conscious
digest
artists
it.
all the time, yeah, man, the balance is getting your bread up,
Hmm.
you know, stacking together and basically saying, that's Jordan, I'm Pippen, that's Kerr,
Know your role.
that's Horace Grant, so on and so on.
Know
You
your
feel what I'm
role.
saying?
Hmm.
Play your roles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And learn the game for real. Stop assuming that you know the game. Stop thinking that you want to be independent. You don't want to be independent. That's a responsibility that everybody can't handle. You
Yeah.
understand? If you've been through it before and you can get all the groupie out of your mind and really focus on business, yeah, then you can run an independent. But if your ego's on swole, man, you're not going to learn the lessons
Nope.
that you're not going to be as responsible as you have to be being
Yep.
independent, man.
Yeah. Worrying about getting the chicks, getting the money, getting the gold chains, and want to
Yeah,
go out and
all that.
stunt just in front
Yeah,
of people
yeah,
that would kill you for it. It's yeah.
yeah.
It don't make
Real
sense.
deal. You walk around with a house note on your neck, and people don't even know where the next dollar is coming from. What you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They learned that back in the days. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? That's why when we came out, man, we wear our ancestral jewels, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And if those jewels are worth more than a lot of this fake gold and shit that they was wearing, you know.
Exactly.
But it wasn't about the material. It was that I earned this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I earned these beads. I earned these rings. I
Hmm.
earned them in different trials and things that I was going through in my circle.
Yeah.
So everything that we adorned was different. So that's a different value. We don't have that kind of value when you just buying something off the app that anybody else can access.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We caught up at that point. You
Everyone looks
know?
like a clone.
Yeah, bro.
Everyone looks, they rapping alike, they looking alike, they sounding alike,
Hey,
cause
bro, come on, man. We had an era where there were different personalities. Our
mhm,
MCs were like superheroes. You know, you had cats
facts.
wearing flat tops and fashion. You had dudes
Hmm.
wearing beads and crowns. You had dudes with, rocking the Gucci jackets like Rakim and them. You had so many
Word.
different elements of bosses from their area. You know what I'm saying? People
Facts.
who had made it out of their hood and got successful. You become your own boss.
Hmm.
So, these people have personalities. De La, all of these Jungle Brothers, all of that. We had that. Now it's like Bill Smith and and whatever your gang name was around your way, Funky Dog Loke or whatever
Yeah,
case may
yeah.
be. It's and we got to get into some strange history just to enjoy your music.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's crazy as hell to me. If you bringing me something that's going to benefit my life, I'll build with you all day. I'll buy everything you got.
Hmm.
But if I can only play you at certain times in my house, you know, I can't
Yeah.
I can't fully absorb your catalog. And
Yeah.
some of these dudes are so talented, dog. I teach my sons lyrical ride. Like chemistry.
Mm.
That's helium. That's oxygen. That's this. Styles are like elements.
Oh,
So I
okay.
I can't even
Dope.
share these new elements with my seeds without having to teach them a whole different thing about the street flip and the bag and the this and the that. This is a
Kilos
dope
and
language
yeah, yeah.
just to enjoy your music, and then you got the nerve to sing it like an R&B dude. Y'all are like dirty mouth Albie Shores in this motherfucker, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot you and kill
Yeah,
you.
man,
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
as
Like
hell,
what?
man. I'm
It don't
just
even
I'm
sound
just
right.
blown away. I don't judge it, my lord. It's just that
Hmm.
it makes me it disturbs me because I want to share whatever the evolution of this game is with the
Hmm.
next generation. I can't sit down with a group of youth or even adults on some levels because some people are just detached and gave up on hip hop. Period,
Yeah, yeah.
because it grossed them out or disgusted them and whatnot. I can't even bring them back in with faith when they look at the top 10 and people that don't even rap that are reading scripts are number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even about the heartfelt talent anymore, dog. So
It's
it's
not.
I didn't want to put an album out in the midst of that, bro. You
Yeah.
know, I really have something dope, you know, that I really want to offer right now. You know, we
Mm.
start throwing out little teasers, you know, on my pages. You can see, you know, we did something called the uh, uh, I did the Culture United video, and
Okay.
I did something where I was building on all of the things that were happening right now. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm.
did the mandemic bust is what I called it, because this is a mandemic. This is something that's created by men.
Mm.
So, you know, I put a
Facts.
little teaser out to say, well, this is what an album would sound like now. Just a little teaser of just the bust that we have,
Yeah.
you know. But our talents in production have grown as far as the X Clan has grown, you know, because
Mm.
a percentage of my brothers have passed.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Condolences.
And we
Rest in
don't have
peace.
the movement functioning physically anymore. It's an
Yeah.
information alliance now. So, you know, it's different. You know, we've had to kind of close our doors and refine what it was, you know, to say, you know, let's see where the future is telling us that will be a better beacon for our people, man.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, just throwing out pearls before swine, you know,
Mm.
because that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because once, you know, once it's not as successful as it is, then people don't have hope. People measure things by how people are clicking on and responding to your situation and whatnot. So, you know, I have to learn a lot about the digital era, you know, so I don't have to play the game or the rat race part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I can contribute my music to the culture just as everybody else and let it stand and be, you know, and be looked at as for what it is, good or bad. You know,
Yeah.
I don't separate myself from that part of the game, but you're not gonna compare me to no snot nosed dudes that just started rapping a year ago and just got a
That's for
bunch of
sure.
hits because somebody likes his hairstyle or his jewelry, man. You're not
Yeah.
gonna do me like that. I wouldn't do myself like that.
Facts. Facts.
You
They
know?
they making the news. You know, it's not even the music that they're making the news. They're making the news because they beefing with somebody on social media,
Correct.
or they getting
Correct.
arrested, or they, you know what I mean. And it's like it says,
Yeah.
like it's not the talent that's, you know, that's put out there. There is none.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man. But
yeah.
what's scary is that some of these dudes are starting to rhyme on this thing. It's starting to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
And the flows are dope.
Mm-hmm.
But the content and the vocab is so trash.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, damn, dog, you got it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then you got the following. You would be such a spear with your mind on right. And part of that is our generation fault, bro. It's
Mm-hmm.
terrible that our eldership or our guidance is not in those arenas to say, yo, man, cut it out.
Yeah.
You know, 31 million people on your site right now, homeboy. And all you got to do is talk about the same bullshit that Cat's been talking about since early 90s and whatnot,
Yeah.
you know, with the my car, my girl, my bling, my this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's been played out so many times. Why don't you say something significant, dog?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You ain't never had a time, a meditation or reform where you want to rhyme about something better than the same old thing.
And if they try to
Come
do it
on, man.
now, they ain't trying to hear it. Like you
Yeah,
said, they
exactly.
you should have tried. We should have
Exactly.
tried it a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, real talk, you
Yeah.
know, and I think we could have been a better example because I remember the mid 90s when the gangster music trump carded everything because they flooded so much money into it.
Mm.
All right. So if I listen to an NWA and the report says, yo, these cats just got a $10 million deal or whatever case may be, you start thinking to yourself, like, damn, I never seen Chuck D or Brother Jay or any of them get a $20 million deal for their music.
So I'm gonna rap
You
like
know,
this.
I guess this is what people want.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yep.
like if you had a love story movie and you go in there and they want the next Die Hard or the next Terminator, you know, what are you going to do? You're going to paint your love story for somebody to get killed at the end or shot up in the middle of the thing? You
Mm-hmm.
know, are you going to really alter your stuff like that? You got to really think. And some people would, bro,
Yeah.
because to them it's like, well, that's what the game wants right now.
Yeah.
You know, what is slave mentality if it's not that? You
Hmm.
know, anytime that you got to compromise and follow the step of somebody else's clock, it's not supposed to be, man. Straight up and down.
Right.
If it's a great alignment to where you can be natural and free and enjoy your gift and it's on the same clock as success and the business that comes with it, then that's an alignment. We don't even have enough patience to wait for that anymore or build that for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's where
Sad,
the
bro.
trip is.
That's
You
sad.
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I hope we get better, my Lord.
Mm.
Regardless of whatever, my thing is I can't let time, the times dictate when I drop projects.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that my project is going to change the world or anything, but it will be inspiration and dope music on it that makes them say, yo, there's a different way to write.
Mm-hmm.
There's a different way to write and still stay dope and people bopping their head. I'm honored. 30 years now, X Clan been on the scene and people still bang our music. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? I'm
Facts.
honored. I see people training to it and send me videos and stuff like, yo, man, you still inspire me. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that gives me the incentive to keep writing because at a time frame you think like, if you write timeless, you don't have to retire from anything. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Music is
When we look at
timeless.
rock dudes, they 100 years old on stage. They wrote timeless.
Yep.
There is hip hop like that.
And no one has a
You know,
problem when it's rock, like with the older dudes, but it's always the hip hop dudes. Oh, they washed up, they old,
yeah,
but they don't do
yeah.
that with Rolling Stone and Aerosmith and all that. You know
They
what I
don't do
mean?
that with them.
Nah,
That's right.
only our
That's
genre.
right. That's right. Because our people are not educated in other genres of music. You
Mm,
know, and then they
mm,
throw that judgment on here like, rap was a little kid thing. No, rap, hip hop, whatever you label it, was a form of speech. It was a form
mm-hmm.
of freedom of speech. It was expression from our neighborhoods. You think about what Melly Mel was writing about. You know what I'm saying? You think about a lot of cats in that time who was writing the reality of what was happening around them, describing
Mm-hmm.
that story, and we sit there and say, "Damn, your hood is like that, dog."
Yeah.
Wow, I'm gonna pick up that vinyl. This reminds me of elements of where I come from. There was a relation. Now they don't even care.
Nah.
A cat will drink a half a bottle of lean and go get in the lab and mumble and come out. And because you got such a strong fan base that says, damn, well, I guess that's what's up right now. If he's mumbling, then must be, the
even though
deal.
even though I don't know what he said, it's got to be dope. you know. Yeah.
Real deal.
Yeah.
How do our kids become sheep like that, dog?
Yeah.
We had to be off point somewhere for that thing to slip under the radar and then grow into a monster and a beast in our face like that. These cats have had like 10, 15 years of success right now,
Mm.
nonstop support.
Non-stop.
That's a lot of bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't wipe that off with no record talking positive, talking about, yeah, you got to bring a move, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring a coordinated move right now that says, this is the move and these are the people behind it. And regardless, if you never buy a record from what it is, it will support itself through
Yeah.
that circle. You know,
Facts.
anything that I drop would have to have that kind of loyalty behind it if there's ever going to be a balance in this game.
Mm.
You know, the roots, you know, the Nas with the Damien. If y'all want to see more of that,
Oh yeah.
let them know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those projects were hot, but they don't put that on the top 10, the top this
Nah.
and that. I don't feel, like a new artist. I don't want to call no names. I don't feel like any of these artists in the top 10 can conquer a record like how Nas and Damien did.
Nah.
You know,
Definitely not.
that was, that was the taming of Nas's other kind of street edge to come to, a straight conscious run.
Yeah.
You rhyming with the son of Marley, man. That was something that bridged the gap. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how consciousness and gangster music was become separate. We all fighting for the same thing. We are
Same
both
cause.
oppressed.
Yep.
It,
Yep.
it should be. It should be we all rhyming the same way. But why I gotta curse you out? Why I gotta glorify elements that take us backwards? I can't
Mm.
glorify uh, crack movement and
Yeah.
this, that, and the other because my people are getting zombies. You're not selling crack to other ethnicities. You selling it to us. We're the biggest consumer in this bitch.
Own people. Yeah.
So
We
why
talking
would I
about the.
support a record that's
Mm.
talking about the demise of my folks? Why would I buy into movies that support the demise of my people, man? That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Self
That's
destruction.
crazy.
It's yeah. Yeah. Oh
That's
man.
crazy. Those things be on my mind. And when I'm writing my music and stuff, I can't. I can't put myself in goofy times, but good things like you talking about, like spinning, good feel good music. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And finding the new era of whatever that was. Who was the new Evelyn Champagne King?
Yeah.
Who's the new Diana Ross that's not going to curse me out in the first four bars
Yeah.
of
Like,
of
I'm
the
scared of
song?
her. I ain't listen to her. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would love to see a Shaka Khan, man. I would love to see, there's so much, when I saw Fantasia, I thought Patti LaBelle was coming back, bro.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
wish she wasn't on that plastic ass platform. No matter how powerful they are, it's plastic,
Yeah.
man.
It
You know what
ruined a
I'm
lot of
saying?
people, man. Like I don't hear no one from that came out of that you know what I mean. That's like on some level of like where we look at them as
Correct.
our type
Correct.
of elders. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah. They
yeah.
gave him the wrong production. The
Mm-hmm.
the big dude that won,
Uh,
Ruben,
Ruben.
whatever
Yeah.
his name was,
Mm-hmm.
that dude could have been next Luther
Luther
Vandross, bro.
Vandross. Facts.
Easily.
Mm-hmm.
But he gave him corny production.
Yep.
I think the only kid that blew up was the second runner up to when Ruben won, the white guy. He did some song Invisible something, which was dope because that kind of production matched him.
Okay.
It
It
didn't
fit him.
match the other sisters there, the
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Hudsons, the Fantasias, all of that. That whole production was wrong.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't even feel they needed a contest like that in order to be in position, bro. That talent was strong as hell.
Yep.
Some label
Natural.
should have said, man, that's her.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yep. Yeah.
Why do they need that platform to do anything? And this is what we have to think. Like, if we spot the talent that can make a game changer situation go down, man, we have to be able to unify enough to support that so they don't go through having to kiss the boss's ass or
Mm-hmm.
all these little harassment stories that go on when they get into the lab and all of that. You can protect them by financing them and getting the right guidance around them to say, yo, man, we're going to take care of you and a little management situation to make sure your distribution is right, man. We want you to be number one. Please elevate our people.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to have them singing songs about, my twat is like macaroni in a pot and all this other foolishness, man.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do you think somebody supported by the people would go and write some foolishness like that, bro? It's not. That
They get
wouldn't happen, man.
Hollywooded. I call it. They get Hollywooded.
Yeah, they do,
You
man.
know what I mean?
The groupie level of this music is heavy, bro. It's like
Yeah.
a strange disease, man. It's the bug, bro.
Well, I know
But
we had a Friday night where something happened. I know during the week. I think it was one of our brothers got killed by the police, and I did a Friday night, and it was strictly just like revolutionary. We played
right.
X Clan, Public Enemy, Brand Nubian,
Mm.
Intelligent Hoodlum. Like I just went, like you know what I mean, because it was just and that's what y'all music do. It's you know what I mean. It's like there's no description. It's just the feeling. Like if you don't feel that, it's like I don't know what to tell you. And
Yeah,
your
bro.
music, man, it really, this the X Clan to the East Blackwoods. I mean, bro, um, what was the like when y'all first came into it?
Right.
Like when y'all got together, like how did that start? Like when did y'all come together? Did y'all grow up first? Like did you know each other when you were younger?
Well, this is the deal. I knew Shaft from high school,
Okay.
and he lived across the street from Murray Bertram High School. I went over there, but it's right by the Brooklyn Bridge.
Hmm.
So I'm from Brooklyn side, so I would come up to Lower East Side Manhattan to go to high school, and Shaft lived across the way. And the brother named Mike King, who was called DJ Spice. So Shaft and him was tight, and they were called Sugar and Spice. They were kind of like how Dougie Fresh DJs used to mix together.
Oh, okay.
All right, so they had their little things and whatnot, and they both was dope. And and I was a beatbox then, so I was beatboxing for like several crews because you couldn't bring turntables to the school.
Oh, okay.
So I was a DJ too, but I couldn't bring my wheels to class and be having a cipher and whatnot. So I learned how to beatbox. I had a deeper voice as a kid, so I had a lot of bass on my voice.
Mm-hmm.
So I would beatbox for what became the Jungle Brothers, Mighty Mad, anybody that was battling, even when Ace Vaughn used to come to our school to battle cats, I would beatbox in those ciphers.
Dope.
They call them ODB.
Yeah.
But I would beatbox and watch these battles. And while I'm watching, because when you DJing, you're seeing different patterns of rhyme. So when you beatbox, you see different patterns of rhyme. You know what I'm saying? So eventually I said, yo, man, I think I want to do my own situation. So I started a crew with Sugar and Spice, and I had another brother with us. Brother John was with us. And we had a crew in school, Quad Squad or something that we call ourselves and whatnot. So this was my little dipping into what that was. Now, when we won a little talent shows and everything, we left from there, and Shaft brought me to meet PX. He was starting a movement called Black Watch. All right. So he was starting the Black Watch movement, and he had a lot of the eldest children in his cipher because the eldest talk is not entertaining to the hip hop generation. We had our own level of knucklehead too at that time.
Yeah.
But we always wanted to know the knowledge. That's why it wasn't given to you. It was spoon fed to you to a degree until you can, understand what it is to have a full plate.
Mm-hmm.
So while we were going through those earning stages with certain elders, PX used to let us into the clubs as the Black Watch to do security, with other cats in the martial arts and whatnot. So we would do security with them. So we're meeting all the cats that, we spending at home, Big Daddy Kane, this and the other, because they were promoters and stuff.
Oh.
So once I had got my demo together, big up to Ultramagnetic MCs, because Architect was part of Latin Quarter, so he had access to everybody's little 4-track studios, little things that you can do at home where you don't have to spend no money.
Mm-hmm.
So we created a demo and brought it to PX with this Black Watch movement thing, and I said, yo, man, I got something called Heed the Words of the Brother that's going to be dope. There's more bounce to the ounce. I was rocking straight off the turntables. I didn't have it produced or anything. And when the elders heard that and Raised the Flag, which was the B-side on that first single, then the elders start working with the Black Watch because they didn't believe in hip hop. They like having young heads around, but they didn't believe in the hip hop at all. So once those, there were groups before me, Unique and Dashan, Tradania, there's a lot of people before me. Isis and Queen Mother had not laid records yet. But, with the clan, once the elders were on board, that geared us up and the look started to change. Now the crowns started to come into perspective. And now the guidance from the elders created the order. And then PX being, because the order and the movement are different. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people understood that because that wasn't their business when we were doing this music thing. You know what I'm saying? There was an order there. So there wasn't room for foolishness and extra bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That rap crews would go through. There wasn't room for that, unless we allowed it to be, and that's something that the rap music, when you travel in the city to city and you drinking and going through all of these kind of things, your discipline's a test.
Yes.
But when you come home to that ass whooping from the elders, you kind of think twice. You know what I'm saying? We talking 30 years ago, you know what I'm saying? So, a lot of us were younger and whatnot. So when we warranted that discipline, brother, it's what it was. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like a gang ass whooping. It's like, it's like if your grandfather checked you, he may punch in your gut, smack in your face, but you ain't gonna go, you ain't gonna hold no little white kid tantrum in the supermarket or something like, you ain't gonna go through no changes. You're gonna be like, I understand where it's coming from, and I'm gonna check myself and examine myself. When it was small and good like that, it kept us in our own kind of check, brother.
That's dope.
But as the movement grew, and now you're blending groupie with movement and all kinds of craziness. You know what I'm saying? It starts lopsided. You know what I'm saying? And it can change you, brother. It can stress you out. You know what I'm saying? And that's why later on in the game, I had to take a break from this thing because it's heavy to balance the defense of justice for our people just by itself. But to now be faced with, making hits, It's no
Yeah.
longer about writing good music anymore. You got to make a hit now.
Yeah.
That's a pressure
Yeah.
that cats don't understand.
Yeah.
Making hit records is different. You can write a rhyme, but to write a record like we talk about music from 30 years ago, that takes effort.
And I
You
know
know what
you
I'm
were probably
saying?
like, what do I look like, me myself, like making a record that had like, Diddy on it just for a hit. Like it wouldn't make no sense.
Correct, my
you know?
lord. Correct. And we didn't want to shot call names or anything. If you notice, we didn't really have a lot of cameos and
Yeah.
guest appearances on stuff.
I
We
was
were
gonna ask
very
you
death
this.
row with our situation, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because they put me in the lab. I didn't have to do my little 4-second sampler and pause tape anymore. They gave me a full studio to go in and produce and write. So I was producing beats and writing the rhyme the same night. Come back talking about, yo, this is Tribal Jam. Yo,
Wow.
this is Earthbound. And I would have PX part written. I would have, and a lot of those parts were written for Architect. You know, it wasn't always written for PX, but PX was like he was a Leo spirit, man. So he likes to, the lion in the jungle kind of attitude and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And Architect is not an overbearing person. Cat, if you want to say that, go ahead on, man. I'm not, he's not tripping on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's in the family.
mm-hmm.
PX ego was heavy for this rap. He loved hip hop music, man. But he wanted to be a part of it, even to a point where he started rhyming and stuff. And I wasn't always behind that. You know what I'm saying? That's like your manager rhyming. I can only imagine what Biggie went through when Puffy started rhyming and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Like, let
That's
me get on
like,
the track. Like what?
yeah, it's like,
You?
homie, you getting enough bread, you getting your manager percentage, and you want to come up in here and talk rhyme. I said, you the father of the movement. You ain't got to say nothing but the piece.
Yeah.
As far as I was concerned, and if you do want to do that, then you got to practice. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want them to have like a joke mentality on our movement. You know what I'm saying? You're not Flavor Flav of our crew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they start doing the sissy and all that shit. And, it's like, yo, man, that meant something. That's not like, like, yeah, boy, like we found our version of that. No, man, that
No,
shit meant something.
I don't mean to
For
cut
people
you
that
off,
didn't,
but what did
yeah,
that mean when he said that? Like it was dope. Everyone says it. With
yeah,
the
but
keys. It's like,
okay. So you want to know what it means? What sissy meant? It was a challenge. It was a challenge to those who didn't want to come to the front line. Period.
mm,
Okay, so we are protected
mm,
by the red, the
yeah,
black, and the green, which is the flag of liberation.
no doubt.
And it's almost like, come if you dare,
Yeah.
sissy, that's
Mm-hmm.
the vibration. So it's
Yeah.
like, you gonna stand here and look at us, or you gonna join us on this
You gonna
front line.
yeah, yeah.
So we weren't into things like saying sucker or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the hell was popular then. We didn't have that. So
No doubt.
PX had that in his cash, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, to say, yo, this is protected. And that became our stamp. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you knew that was
Timeless.
vainglorious music when you heard that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? This is protected by the people, the blood and the land,
Mm-hmm.
with a key, the key of life, which is the man and the woman together, the power of nature.
No doubt.
Sissy, step up,
Mm-hmm.
get this learning in and get this and get these dues in. So, I didn't want that to be
Dope.
taken wrong, bro. I loved
Yeah.
having a crew that, that was above the bullshit, man, because I didn't have time to be out as something else, and then I changed into Brother J, whatever. I was
That's
the
you.
movement.
Yeah.
That's me. I
Mm-hmm.
was in the movement. The label signed, part of what the movement was through X Clan.
Yeah.
So, I didn't have to change,
Nope.
and that's why I respected PX. He left that room to where we didn't have to compromise. I didn't have to go put on MC Hammer pants and get jerry curls and say, this is my rap version. And then when I go back to the street, this is this is the Brother J.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah. It's too many people. That's the problem. Too many people are, studio gangsters. They come from the suburbs, talking tough. And
Yeah,
and I know in the '90s, like y'all saw who was real and who wasn't. And that was the difference. Y'all checked them. People got
yeah,
checked.
bro.
No one gets checked now. The fake is the new real now, and
Yeah, brother.
that's the
Yeah, that's
problem.
the one- that's a very good point, because it always has to be a drop squad, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There
Right.
always has to be someone to kind of put the check on things. And at that time, what we were checking cats on was know what you represent. How you go put a medallion on your neck, you don't even know what it means.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? How you wearing all these different cultured symbols on your body and
For
stuff and
fashion.
all this, and you don't know what the hell it means.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get it together. And that's what that sissy covers. It's like, you know, are you fronting this knowledge or are you living this knowledge? It's
Yeah.
about being true and living. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I miss that. I miss that part of it more so than the music and the hoopla and the foolishness, man. I miss, you know, being amongst the people and being able to dialogue about the next levels. And sometimes you go out there and meet people that you learn from. It was a deep reciprocity while we were traveling. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and not just COVID stopping us from being able to build with people, but just people not trusting each other anymore. People, you know, creating their own version and stereotypes or whatever they feel it is. And then you don't want to share and create that true vibration anymore. And the more we lose that, we can never be a nation, you know, on any level. It's always going to be separate because everybody turn their back to each other and has their own feeling. But we hug and embrace every other culture in the world to a point where we even start acting like them, man.
Ain't that crazy?
You know, that's
Ain't
crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's like living in a twilight zone insanity, man. But you know, I'm part of this too. I'm part of the planet as well. So I guess, you know, I have to play my part in securing the balance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It has to be a balance. I offer to the radio stations, you know, it used to be a time where you hear that heavy content music after 9 o'clock, after 10 o'clock,
Regular.
you know. So if you were playing music that was inspirational during the day, and then you get to 9, 10 o'clock where really the younger kids should be in bed. If you're holding your house down and your child's preparing for the next day, just on a real, your child should not be up at midnight listening to trap and this and that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I didn't say, you know, take everything down and put this up. I was like, set it back to the balance.
Yeah. Balance.
Because you play music in your house that your family could say, oh man, that's a nice song. What's that? Instead of, yo, turn that off. What are you talking about? Yeah. You know, that's the difference.
8 a.m, I'm hearing turn up music on the radio. That's when I was like, I'm not listening to the radio anymore. Like, this is really getting ridiculous. I'm going to work.
Away.
And I'm hearing stripping music. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Bro, when I heard the Whisper song on the radio, I was confused. I felt like an A&R program director went to the strip club and said, man, I loved everybody's reaction. I wonder what would happen if I play it on the air.
Yeah. A test or something.
And he didn't even have the edited version. He was so hyped to play it, whoever it was. He was so hyped to play it. They played straight version. And I said, wow, that's allowed out here? Wow. That tripped me out. Yeah. That tripped me out, bro. Yeah. The first time I heard it, I said, yo, man, it's too far. Because that's supposed to be an adult's knowledge. Like, yo, I heard a crazy song. It was pretty dope, but it's not something that I would play in front of the kids.
Yeah. You remember BT and what was it, 2 in the I forgot what they called it. It was like late night. They would play like the videos. You see that 4 in the afternoon. Like, it's no problem now.
Correct.
You know, uncut. And BT uncut.
Come on, man. Yeah. Who agreed to that programming? Okay? I don't see none of that in other cultures.
Nope.
Okay? I don't see the Chinese Nicki Minaj or I see white folks try to copy some of the artists that that are out or that are popular, but they'll never be a white Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? There'll never be those kind of entities. We went through the era of clones. You know, Vanilla Ice trying to be MC Hammer. Yeah. You know, and then Marky Mark trying to be LL.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We went through a lot of the clone era.
But they're like caricatures, and they could go right back, you know?
Correct. Yeah. They use it as a template to say, go ahead, get some rap fans, and then come on up to the acting and bring them with you. Mm-hmm. Because now we know the movies will sell. Okay, look at the agenda versus us coming out of the hood like I want to write myself out of the hood and put my talent on the table. You ain't got no extra agenda like let me grab 500,000 people and drag them over into the acting. Nah, man, that's not hip hop. Yeah. That's an agenda of trying to get somewhere else and using hip hop.
Yep.
So we never separated that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We just allowed it to keep happening
Yeah.
until people started taking that blueprint and saying, well, damn, since they're doing it, I might as well do it too.
Yep.
And never came back to say, let me help y'all clean this up because now I got 100 million people behind me. You understand? That would be different. Imagine if Cube had dropped that album where he cut the Jerry curls and went into the Muslim status and the whole nine.
Mm-hmm.
It was still gangster, but it was powerful, relevant, lyrics on that thing.
Yep.
Now imagine if he came out with that now with the movie situation going on and all of that. He would reset the writing frame, bro.
Yeah.
He would reset it completely. He has that power.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? That's something that people can get behind him and say, in that world, you are the king.
Yep.
So before you present these documents and all these other things, we know your intention, but do something in your lane that says, yo, man, I'm serious about what I'm talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not just an album. This is a movement. This movement right here,
And
this document.
Millions of people behind you.
Correct. Because if you bought my music, believing in me with this message, then you understand that this document, and plus I got elders around me that are fucking with me.
Yeah.
That would be different than going on some show and some girls are heckling you about, what about the woman's part? And what about this and that? You lose the frame of what we're talking about right now. This is for all of us.
Yep.
He wouldn't have to explain that if you hit him with the hypnotism that you hit him with when you was doing NWA and this, that, and the other. There's a hypnotism when people attract to you like that.
Yep.
And it can't be misused. That's what hip hop is doing. You're misusing that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That devotion. That's not an easy thing to get when people devote themselves to you like that, man, and spend their last dollar to buy something or go to a concert or whatever it is, man. That's deep. You can't take that for granted, man.
Nah. Because the second you do, and I've noticed that too. There's been I've been fans of certain people, and the second where they act different and rub me the wrong way, I'm like,
yes.
Okay, I'm good. I'm not a fan now. I'll just watch you, whatever. But my mind say change because it's like, you have people behind you, and then you want to act a certain way. It turns me off.
Exactly, family. Exactly. And we keep writing people off, and we end up with no heroes at the end of the day, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the civil war of this game. You know what I'm saying? We got to get on an accord like, yo, man, we're not going to, 12 rappers just died who talk the same shit. Let's stop writing crazy like this because the young heads can't handle it. They get too heavy with it.
Yeah.
They starting to believe the fiction that they're transmitting on this USBs and stuff now. It's no longer vinyl shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's internet downloads and stuff. Now they start to live the science so deep that they start spilling their hood. This is like silent snitching to a degree. Yeah. It used to be when you expose your neighborhood to the point where cats can call your mama's name and all kind of stuff and have your whole clique associated with drugs and death and all kind of foolishness. People reading police reports on the air and all kind of foolishness. Yo, bro.
I just saw it. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Like,
somebody got to stop twerking for a minute. Somebody got to stop dancing for a minute and say, yo, man, wait a minute. 12 people just died. Yeah. Regardless if they was banging or not, that's ours. We keep moving on and living off the tea and the gossip and the foolishness like it's cool. So they say, okay, it's cool to kill niggas. Let me keep reporting and tell you about more that's dying. And nobody's protesting for them. Nobody's protesting against the labels for putting this shit out
in the first place.
How you get a kid to go write a record about somebody that fresh died 2 days ago,
and then when he gets killed, they get on the record and they diss the person that got killed. So then the other people who they lost their man, then they want to retaliate. So it's just never ending.
Never ending. Evil. Never ending. Because people are enjoying it like savages. Mm-hmm. They taking sides. Yeah. And I say, yo, man, we so programmed, man. How we acting like the savages that try to enslave us in the plantation yard. We need to just blow up this whole plantation, the field and everything, and unify and get to our own kind of ground and build a Wakanda or something and ban all of that stupidness.
Mm-hmm.
Because the young heads can't handle that. They too inspired by it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They too inspired by it. I can't believe what 10-year-olds are singing right now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And for the parents not to take it from them, how many parents you know can even touch their kid phone or touch their little iTunes thing and say, what are you listening to?
Yeah.
They scared to do that.
Yeah.
You creating fear in the house.
Yeah.
That's fighting words when you grab a kid phone in some houses. I don't play that. But I'm just saying to you, that's fighting words in some houses. So you imagine that kid taking on the attitude of a person that's singing in an anarchist tone. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Whatever they talking about, that kid takes that attitude and lives that gangster in your house. That's going to be a problem.
Yep.
That's going to be a problem. That's a divide that people are not talking about.
And I
you know what I'm saying?
Never even fathom the thought to even say something like that to my mother. Like it don't even comprehend when I was younger. Like that didn't even resonate. So it's like you said, it's like it's nothing to them.
Yeah, bro. We 2 generations from that understanding and that respect that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Our generation's going on grandchildren and some great grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? Because for some reason we keep breeding in the middle of all this confusion.
Yeah.
So this is generations now. We talking about crack. Crack is in 4 generations, 5 generations to a point where it's probably part of our DNA right now.
Jeez.
You might have some of these rappers that are out here rapping as crack babies, the way so savage, dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Real deal.
Yeah.
we always skip from one thing to the next and never get to say, yo, man, what's going to happen when that drug has seeped into our people? Now it's a regular thing. Like, oh yeah, my cousin is a crackhead and my aunt was a crackhead too. It's like a normal conversation. Like cool. That used to be like, yo, my cousin is a zombie now.
Yeah.
He's smoking that shit. You know, it used to be a problem. Yeah. Now it's a norm. You know, the things that become norm to us now are so crazy, bro. We got to pump brakes.
Yeah.
And I think it starts with that music, bro. It starts with that music. All this great production and everybody sound the same. If you can't sing, you turn up the Eventide or the robotic, whatever the hell, and you become a star overnight.
And you become a star overnight, a lot of them don't even use the labels. They can put it out. And like you said, if they got 20, 30,000 fans behind them on like following them on IG, they'll put a song up dissing another rapper without even using a label now. But because they think it's cool to do it.
Yeah, and because you're hood rich.
Yeah.
You hood rich at that point because you're just complimenting what you're saying.
They're getting killed by rapping instead of not. They're not even getting killed when they're in the hood. After they become rappers, they getting killed because they still bringing that element into the music instead of being like, yo, I got out of it. I made it. I don't need to live that no more. No, they feel like, oh, I got to keep it real and still be on the corner. You going to be on the corner with holding money on IG? What do you think's going to happen to you?
That's not realistic, bro. You know, I don't know too many people stupid enough to be having that kind of bread standing on the corner slanging at the same goddamn time. They paint a strange picture, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And every video I watch is the same thing. You renting shit that you don't drive.
Yeah.
You stacking. You might have chips, but you ain't doing that every day because you're not in that kind of zone where you can do that every day.
Yeah.
That's a form of juice. Even wearing a chain back in the days was a form of juice. If you could walk through your hood with a rope chain on your neck like that and nobody touch you, that means you got love from that neighborhood, man.
Yeah.
You got love and respect from that neighborhood or either fear. Some people play the dark side of that.
Yeah.
You understand?
True.
But now it's like every cat that gets signed, you got your first record deal and you covered. You know, it's an illusion.
Yep.
It's an illusion. And then somebody else catches on and say, well, make my video look like this. You know, 50-60% of hip hop is dick riding, man. You know what I'm saying? Making cats greater than they are. And they get that from us. Yeah. We were talking about, ooh, this cat is so nice all these years. And then when you get older, it's like, damn, I was listening to this stupid shit. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they not honest with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if they were honest with it, then the young heads would say, "Damn, I'm glad you see what I saw because that's not as dope as you making it to be."
Yep.
Because to us, it was like it was virgin time. You was breaking our ears into something like, "Oh snap, this rapper, this rapper.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
God,
was
we
new.
so
Yep.
overwhelmed."
Mm-hmm.
And you're not really examining that vocabulary is simpleton. That whole presentation is simpleton. It wasn't blown out to the max.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They might not have got it until like the third project if they made it that far.
Yeah.
You got to judge artists like that as well. Like you might have put one record out, had a hit, homeboy, and you might not have had nothing else in the tank.
Yep.
But cats propel you to this heightened, super high royalty in hip hop. No, man, everybody ain't a legend. Some cats are veterans.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah. Big
You know what I'm
difference. Yep.
saying? They don't
Mm.
separate the two. So when you say, yeah, man, this cat was back in the day, just because he was back in the day don't mean he's a legend.
Nope.
If he didn't shift the game, then he's a veteran. He's
Yeah.
somebody who's been here for a long time, and there's a respect in that too.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But
yeah,
you got to
definitely.
separate it.
We
Gotta
had a
separate.
lot of one-hit wonders back in the day.
Too
Word
many,
up.
bro.
Word.
Too many,
So,
man. They were used
yep.
single deals all day
Mm-hmm.
long.
Yep.
Single deals, write-offs.
Yep. Yeah.
And these cats thought, and they had like, I'm a superstar. Nah, man, this
Mm-mm.
game requires work.
Yeah.
That's why I say a lot of our shortcomings from the 90s through 2000 are what's happening in front of us right now, man.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
I believe that.
Yeah. Definitely. Man, yo, I, everyone feeling the comments. Shout out to everyone in the chat, man. Like this is dope convo, man. I like having, especially like I said, with people that we grew up listening to, because like we all grew up with y'all, you know what I mean? So it's not like, we were like y'all were 20 years or something. Like we were the same age, so it was like we saw the progression, we saw, you know what I mean? And then just to chat it up with y'all and just build with y'all is dope. It's dope.
Yeah, my Lord, man. I enjoy doing this, man. I'm glad we having the exchange, man.
Definitely. And
I'm
if you
glad we having the exchange. You let me touch my people, man.
Definitely. And if you do decide to drop music, believe me, we'll play it here without a doubt. The second we hear, like, oh, Brother J, oh, okay, yeah, we know what it is. So,
I was talking to my team. We still produce videos. I started dropping parts of the X Clan catalog for the 30th anniversary.
oh,
So
nice.
yeah, so on my X Clan Worldwide page,
Mhm.
you'll see Culture United. You see some of the classics. The Mandemic Bus. We're getting ready to do a video for Verbal Milk from the first album,
Ooh.
and then I'll be going through all the catalogs, just picking certain songs and
Okay.
just putting them out, for people to enjoy our vibration and kind of reset themselves. So, I want to drop a single for February, not just because it's Black History Month. I just wanted to let the first of the year kind of float through
Okay.
to see where everything is at. I'm not, I've already put in my mind that touring and stuff is going to be down. We used to tour very heavily,
Mhm.
even out here in Cali. I was touring out here about 10 years. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? So we control festivals now. So since we're not doing our festivals, my thing was to put everything toward production.
Okay.
So they will see an X Clan documentary next year. We've been working on that for a year and a half, 2 years. Actually,
Nice.
two versions of it were done, but it just wasn't where it was supposed to be. I'm very picky about that kind of thing. I want our history to
Mhm.
be delivered in a spectacular fashion. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? And on the right platform, and also at the right timing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is something that will have replay to inspire, like how our conversation is. I feel that
Mhm.
that film should read like that. We were in
Yeah.
the middle of a lot of newsworthy things. So
Okay.
so I wanted the project to be a soundtrack for the documentary. That's how we were planning it. But
Mhm.
I said, it may just be time for me just to drop a single or two, to kind of set the ripples off a little bit and let cats know where it's at. I don't I
Yeah.
don't I don't rhyme like I'm stuck in the 80s or the 90s stuff. I don't rhyme like that. I rhyme like the future of boom bap, you know.
No
And
doubt.
I want that to be displayed in the proper way with the right content and I think this album that we constructed is that. So I'm hoping to start leaking that probably like February, start doing like little singles and things like that. And they'll see different videos. You know, once we're finished with the Verbal Milk, possibly we never had a video for Grand Verbalizer.
Ooh.
Um, yeah,
That'd
we
be
had to
dope.
cut that. We were producing that, but the COVID didn't allow us to have more than 20 people because that's a crowd participation song.
Yeah.
So we have to be a little bit more crafty with the treatment around that. And then we'll go through songs from Return from Mecca. You know, I want to do Space People. I want to do the song I did with Chris, Speak the Truth. I want to do that.
Dope.
Um,
Dope.
there's a couple of joints off there that I want to pick. And then Mainstream Outlaws drop. There's a song with Bun B that I'm going to remix and put on one of the projects. I think that song is perfect for the timing that's happening right now. It's called Through My Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that song would be a powerful, not seeing just some seeing the South and the East come together, but just two legends and how they see things from the perspective, you know, from where we stand in
No
our
doubt.
square.
Yeah, I like Bun
So
B.
so there's, you know, we got a lot of things in the basket, man, you know, that we want to give through. But honestly, I just didn't feel comfortable releasing our projects amongst the way that the ignorance is and the
Yeah.
programming of things. It's
Yeah.
not just the artist, it's the programming for me.
Yeah.
You know, what the programmers are choosing to play right now. And I'm saying, how do you choose that? If it's a commercial dollar, then I'll gather up all of the people that I need to raise money to get us radio time. Give us an hour, give us 2 hours on a station somewhere,
Yeah.
and we'll play the type of music that will inspire until you realize, yo, this is what's missing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And no, with
You
all
keep
this going on,
yes,
they're still playing this type of music. Like that's how they
correct,
shows they don't care. You know,
correct,
all this going on, a pandemic, people get murdered, and they still have this type of music in rotation.
correct,
It
brother,
just it shows
correct,
you. You know.
correct.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse because now they're doing the clubs, you know, saying F the system, F the mandate. So
Yeah.
they're now cabin fever savage going into the club, and the only thing the DJ gonna play is more savage music. You're not even balancing it.
Man.
So, you know, I say the conscious artist, like, yo, get your pen up. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? This is a reset right now. Nobody's a star.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Get your pen up and get the best producer. Stop working with your homeboy because you have access to his beats. If they're not dope, stop rhyming on corny shit.
Yep.
Get the
Stop
quality
being a yes man.
production. Yeah. I think Buster was the best example of that. Look at his quality of production. You wouldn't even think that the pandemic is happening right now. All right, the
Bro.
production, the beats were right.
Yeah.
The videos were super bomb, damn near like the 300 movie or some shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. That
Hey,
feeling
yo, man.
when he used to
Yeah, when
drop,
you
put your hands where
yeah,
your eyes
bro.
can see, like that vibe. Yeah.
Hey, when you put your production in it, then
Mm-hmm.
people know you're serious.
Yep.
That's why I said when they see X Clan, they will see that level of production. You know what
Dope.
I'm saying?
Man,
I
can't
think it
wait.
deserves that. And any veteran or legend in this game has to think that. Did you travel all over this country to end up to doing videos in your phone? Or can you call a crew that respects you to say, let's do a video around you, and I'm not going to charge you a house note to get it done, because you need to be out here to inspire.
For the
If
culture.
your writing doesn't match that kind of love, then leave the pen alone and retire. Basically that.
Facts.
It needs to be that.
Facts.
Real deal, bro.
And
Real
so
deal.
the anniversary, the 30th anniversary, is that next year?
This year, actually. I was reminded of it. You know, I ain't even
This
realize, man. It's all one day to me.
Wait. So 1990.
1990, brother. So
Bro.
30 years.
I
I didn't
gotta
even realize.
I gotta do
Yeah.
I gotta do a celebration, bro. I gotta do a
Hey, man.
celebration for this album. I do a lot of dedications, 50th birthdays on the Pioneers. I did a Fife tribute. I do album tributes too. I did a 25th anniversary. I think the Karis One self-titled album. So I
Nice.
gotta do one before this year's out. Oh
That's
man,
dope.
Yeah.
And I'll send you. I DJ JFX just did a full album mix of X Clan. He mixed our newer albums, and then the Exodus and the East Black was together and made a dope mix.
Oh,
So
dope.
if you need joints from me, I can definitely shoot you some joints.
Oh,
And
definitely.
you know, if you're gonna spin and let the people, so some people don't even know about our other albums. You know, the Return for Mecca and
Yeah.
Dream Outlaws that I produced out here in the West. You know, we had strong success with those projects.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and it basically brought the brand back as far as into the music industry.
Okay.
So, you know, and there's a lot of cats on that. I did songs with DJ Quick. I did songs with Tech Nine,
Oh,
KRS-One,
nice.
Charlie Tuna, Damian Marley, Bun B.
Nice.
You know, I
Yes.
worked with the art from Trackmasters. I did a lot of joints. Even some of the West Coast original producers that I work with, some of the
Yeah.
fathers, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Ooh.
DJ Slip, Touch Tone, a lot of different people. So I want them to see that consciousness is available to do a Dre style album, meaning well produced.
No
You know
doubt.
what I'm saying? That needs to be seen. I want it to be more of an inspiration than, 3 million seller success. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I,
Yep.
I want it to be more of an inspiration. So when they see where I took the music of the clan from what you have in your hand to where we are now,
Mm-hmm.
bro, when we release this new material for next year, I have no doubt in my mind, that respect that's going to return for conscious lyricists, and big up to the
Dope.
ones that kept on because
Yes,
I
indeed.
stepped out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that kept flowing, and I salute them entirely. Wise, intelligent.
Word.
Cyrock is on the rise.
Oh,
She remind me a
Cyrock is
lot.
so ill. Woo.
Yeah, she reminds me of my sister Lynn and whatnot. Her the type of presence, the beauty, the whole nine.
Oh man,
I'm
she's
I'm
dope.
impressed. I'm impressed with what Knife Wonder's doing with Rhapsody. I like
Yes.
how people mention her in an honorable fashion.
Facts.
There's a lot of artists that I respect. Even there's a sister right now, Queen. Damn, I always mess her name up. She's from Africa right now, but she rhymes. She remind me of Lauren so strong, man. And
Is
I'm
it?
embarrassed. I can't. What's her name?
Uh, Cause well, I'm putting together All Hail the Queens. I did a volume years ago. I'm doing a volume 2, and I know I have someone from Africa. Cause I was looking for female MCs that spit that conscious and that flavor. Cause I got Cyrock on it, I got Rhapsody, and I have
Come
a
on,
folder
boss.
in my folder
You
somewhere.
know her name. You know her name as a
She's
DJ
dope.
better than I would. My brother Dove played her for me. I don't want to mispronounce her name. Samba something. I can't. Oh my God. I'm embarrassed. I
She,
can't remember her name.
she got it.
She's dope, man.
Yeah.
She's dope. And I'm gonna make sure that I find her name and I put her on board, bro, because she
Definitely.
impressed me like how I'm impressed by Lauryn Hill. And
Mm.
she played at the Afro um, what is that fest that happens in New York? The Afro something fest, the
Afro
punk
Cuban.
rock fest, something that goes on in New York.
Oh,
They
okay.
have every year, and she performed and headlined there. Did a dope performance.
Afro punk. Yeah.
The Afro
Wow.
punk. She performed there, and I
Okay.
forget her name, man, but I'm gonna remember it. And big up to
Definitely.
her. I'm so sorry that I can't remember her name, but I'm surprised they don't even talk about her more.
Someone
You
says
know,
Sampra the Great. Sampa the
yeah.
Great. Yeah. Shout out to Dwayne.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank them. Thank
Sampa the
them a
Great.
million times.
Word up.
Yo, she is dope.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
indeed.
She is dope. Okay? That's the kind of artist I like. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? That's the kind of energy. When I met Medusa in LA years ago, that's the kind of energy that is. Still to this day, she's one of the dopest females to me as well. You know,
Yeah.
Neb Love, people like that. Sonny Patterson to me is one of the best female lyricists, in the game to me. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad that she didn't let hip hop dilute her great talent. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
She's powerful lyricist. When they put the bag in my hand, bro, you're gonna see monsters. You understand
Yeah.
me? I'm opening the ogre's pit, both for male and female. I don't have a preference. I respect skill.
Facts.
So guaranteed,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm in that position, they gonna see monsters on a heavy platform because I'm not. it's a form of justice to me to balance the game right.
Yeah.
They worship suckers right now,
Yup.
or sissies, as my brother PX will say. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? They worship that. We need to reverse the process, man. But Sample the Great, that's who that was. I couldn't remember her name. I was so impressed by the production and by the flow, dog. This was
Mm-hmm.
just cold and killer.
Yeah.
The raspy in her voice and everything was just cold blooded, dog.
I
So
was like,
I'm surprised she's not number one right now. That's why I
yeah,
said I
we
don't
know
have a
why,
place in this.
but
Yeah, I'm already knowing,
yeah.
man. But
Word.
that has to end. That
Yeah.
can't be the end of the day, man. Come
Mm-hmm.
on.
Yeah.
But
We
we pray for the best, good brother. I'm not gonna
were.
be crazy with it.
Well, we make that type of music number one over here, bro. So
That's what's up. That's why I'm
it's
here, good brother.
yeah.
My brother Jerome. Jerome grew up with me, man, in
Oh,
Brooklyn,
that's up.
Flatbush.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Jerome, definitely, man, for putting this together. Real
yeah,
talk.
man. I've been on a retreat. I've been basically just handpicking certain things for now. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to say to all the people that have been trying to reach to me, I don't mean any disrespect. I'm building around the shit that I taught. So when I come back, I basically want to manifest that to the fullest, and that requires focus. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
I'm best in this position to be able to offer something nice, for the top of the year. This is my 50th year coming up. So
Oh, dope.
in January. So
That's
30th
what's
year
up.
to the clan and my 50th year, I definitely want to put a golden foot out here and do something for the conscious artists and also for the artists that are outside of that sphere and genre. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Even if you're a gangster artist, you got to have a day where you're full of love and compassion. You can't be
Mm-hmm.
on swole all the time
24 hours
to
a
where
day.
you don't have no message or reform. It shouldn't be a difference. It's all one sword. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, we got to stop separating and being, prejudiced. Ignorance is one thing, but if you gangster, if you doing conscious, whatever it is, if you talking sense to our people, I
You're not
fuck with you.
glorifying. Yep.
That's
Yep.
real shit. I can't put it no other way,
Yeah.
good brother. You know, but
Oh
um,
man.
but, but that's 100, man.
Man, this was dope, man. I want to thank you once again for blessing Full Blast Radio with this interview. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, are one of the dudes that's still out here doing it and when you leave timeless music, you know what I mean? Like that beats any of this, throwaway
Yes.
crap rap. You know what I mean? Like this when stands the test of time, you know what I mean? Quality
Yeah,
over
man.
quantity, you know, that's
Give
you
thanks,
made your
man.
mark, in our
I'm
real hip hop culture. So we salute
I'm
you.
honored, good brother. I'm
Word
honored by
up.
your words, man. That inspires
Yep.
me to keep writing, man. And I'm writing film now, so it's a different beast. It's the
Yeah.
same level of entertainment and giving, but
Hmm.
it's different. So you inspire me with that to keep my pen flowing both for the music and the film, man. I appreciate you, man.
Definitely, man. We definitely appreciate you. And I just want, thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you once again. We'll support anything you do. You let me know. You know what I'm saying? We'll put it up.
Thank you.
We'll come back. Like if you got new stuff, you want to come back and tell people about it. We
Thank
can
you.
we can do it again.
Thank you, good
Word,
brother. And
word.
and be sure to thank everybody that tuned in. I didn't see their comments and all those other things, but
Hmm.
just make sure you give them a salute from me to thank them for tuning in and whatnot, man.
Definitely. And when I log off, just stay with me for a second if I can get a drop from you for
Oh,
the
I
for
got
the
you.
for the radio
I
station.
got you.
Thank you so much. Yo,
All right.
Full Blast Tribe, thank you for tuning in. Everyone else, fans, supporters of Full Blast Radio, Real Hip Hop. We salute Brother J, X Clan, and y'all keep supporting him when he puts his stuff out. Go support it, buy it, stream it, and because we gotta stay together. That's the only way that we'll show that we got strength in numbers. For real, for
That's
real.
right. That's right.
Word up.
Blessings, man.
So peace, y'all. I'll see y'all at 8 o'clock.
Salute, family. Success.